Hello. How's everyone doing? I'm also EP. I don't know how long I'll go for today, but I figure we knock out an hour or two. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we are at the middle school, and we are looking for the vice principal. I think it was the vice principal. He's left a key somewhere that we need, and it's probably going to be out in the yard. It was mentioned that he really likes watering the flowers. So I just need to check those areas again and make sure there's not one that we missed. Oh, we got the whole map now. Okay. Ghost says, do you do any gardening? Not for a long time. I used to live somewhere where there was a really beautiful garden. And I would try to grow pumpkins, but they kept dying. Like, they would get like mold on them, or I think the cat ate one of them one time, like the plant when it was sprouting. Okay, we're hearing some noise over there. The first aid kit. That little anatomical doll keeps scaring me. Oh, this is what we needed. Okay. Just need to pop out this way, I think. Oh, crap. Has he? He has. Yikes. Well, he's pretty slow. This is... Oh, but there's somebody else here. Yeah. A little dried carcass there. The game is good. I think a lot of the... It's got... So, girl character and also 2025. So it's got a lot of that manufactured, like, astroturfed, like, anti-woke outrage, even though it's not really... I wouldn't say there's anything, like, especially... especially political in it, unless you think like familial abuse is good, which, I'm sorry, that's not a political position, you're just stupid.
Thank you so much for your excellent analysis. I've been really enjoying Cyberpunk Dream thanks to you.
Oh yes, Cyberpunk Dreams is really cool. It's a, I didn't expect to like it. I have played, Fallen London before, and it didn't grab me. It felt like too kind of transparently just trying to keep you engaged. What do we got here? Little rabbit hutch. We've got... Is that Uchida? And... Yukimaru. And... something, but this other rabbit poster has been ripped. But the bunnies are not home. And I haven't checked the English dub. I figure it's a game about Japanese people in Japan. I'll just leave the Japanese on. Big boy's coming. All right. Yeah, somebody says I'm expecting Godzilla to come in now. The props are identical. The older parts of Japan look so cool. Like this, it was a look I had always associated with like you know, anime and... Oh, here we go. The watering can. Might the key be around here? Okay, the main building 2F stair key. It seems possible to open the stairway door on the second floor of the school main building. I'm just gonna squeeze around here. So I've only really spent any time in Tokyo, and the, most of the city looks, you know, as new as it is, but every once in a while you go down an alley or something and it will just look like this, like just this. Okay, my bat is like broken, but that was pretty cool. Actually, I think I have an item that can, I can fix this. Toolkit. Let's fix up the bat. Yeah, look at that. It's good as new. I spent quite a lot of time in Shinjuku, and if you know Yakuza, the part of town where that takes place is a really old area that the Yakuza burned most of that area down so that they could get like good deals on the land and then flip it to developers. But like a militia formed to protect just a couple of blocks in Shinjuku. So there's this really nice old part of town right in the middle of the city. I don't even know why I attacked him. I just thought it would be interesting. So part of this is my fault. I put the game on hard. And the combat is a lot less oppressive if you're playing on normal. But it's not too bad. You're not supposed to feel like particularly powerful. Where are we going? We are going... Oh, the window's all the way over there. Okay. I feel like there's other stuff out here to see, though. It's down this way. Oh, see, I would never have found this little Emma, or, that was all. Okay. Oh, no, we got a pill. Let's get out of here. Areas like this are pretty spooky, but the sound design is really, really good, and it's... Like, I don't know how well this comes across in the stream, but it's very easy to tell where stuff is, just based on hearing the squishing sounds in one ear or the other. Okay. Oh boy, these guys are back. Okay. So if you remember, they'll creep up on us when our camera's not on them. So we need to be careful about that. And I think we got the... Our key goes to the second floor stairs, which are just to the right here. Oh, is that not the...
How would you say the game compares to the old Silent Hill games so far?
How would I say it compares to the old Silent Hill games? It feels the closest to the first one, which I was watching Run Button the other day. Run Button is it's two people from Something Awful who have done Let's Plays and stuff for a really long time, and they said something that I've always thought, which was that Silent Hill, the series, starts with its best moment that happens in the entire series, and it never gets that good again. Everything else is... There's a lot of really good stuff after that, but it's never quite the same. That sort of twisting camera following Harry down the alleyway when he first comes into town. Here we go, here's something. Okay. Where's the music coming from? Oh. Anyway, I will say this is certainly not as scary as that game, possibly because I'm not a kid anymore, but those are the vibes I'm getting, and I haven't gotten those vibes from this series in a very long time. Obviously, the gameplay is like smoother, the action is better, but you know, the monsters are more capable in turn, so it doesn't feel like you're... People keep saying, oh, it's Dark Souls, it's Dark Souls. Asakura Ayumi got 479 points. Is that gonna be like a puzzle clue? So I think the red stuff, you know, if I recall, spider lilies are associated with death. The red stuff seems to be like mold and rot taking things over. So it's obviously standing in for the rust that we would see in the other Silent Hill games, but I like that it's using its own visual motif and not just kind of copying. Because I sat here, and behind me was Rinko. She used to give me right answers. Unopened envelope. Hinako isn't coming. I'm sorry for lying to you, but I thought that I needed to get you alone to find out how you truly feel. Look into your heart and try opening this box with your true feelings. Do you remember that day when just the two of us went to that cafe? We talked about how it felt like we were delinquents since we were supposed to be going to school that day. But you know what? I didn't care what the other people thought about us because as long as I could spend time with you, that was all I needed. We both ordered the same cake that day. I can still remember how my heart almost burst out of my chest the moment the same words flowed from those lips. The sweet and tart fruit on the cake. The taste still lingers in my mouth like it was yesterday. Do you remember the cake too? So we've got little symbols here. Kabocha, ringo, I don't remember how to say cherry. Is that keiki? Looks like pie, but that is sakura. Orange. Nasu. Budou. Nigiri. Is that a daikon? And then what do we got here? I don't know how to say strawberry, and I don't know how to say pineapple. So I assume the little note she gave. So let's put all of the fruits. And the cake, I guess. Oh, it's just the fruits. Okay. So you did remember. Well, that makes me feel very special. By the way, are you over Hinako now? I apologize if I sound blunt, but I want to make it clear. That girl is dead. I know you're going through a rough time right now, and you must be in so much pain. But you know, I can be there for you. Would you rather go through it yourself still? I can picture us slowly unfolding the pages of our hearts, talking about all the small, mundane details of our day-to-day lives. By filling up one journal after another with our thoughts, I know we can make a fresh start, a blank page upon which we can write the new story of our lives. Surely you can see it too. So my favorite fruit is cherry. Cherry is cherry? Yeah, probably. So it sounds like we just need to expose all of the books here. Let's check the journal. Slowly unfolding the pages of our hearts, all the mundane details, one journal after another, a blank page. Okay, it's just books. I'm glad to hear that you're trying to stay positive, and remember, I'll always be here for you if you need anything. You know, you're not the only one who's sad because Hinako's no longer with us. If the two of us could huddle together, we would soothe this pain that bites like the cold of winter. And then, surely spring will arrive, welcoming us with sakura in full bloom to celebrate our union. Can you picture the beautifully blooming sakura awaiting us? Is that not a sakura? They're not really like food cherries. Is that not one? Yeah, okay. Dear Shu, I like you. I love you. I always have, and I always will. I'll be waiting to hear what you think about me. The second floor classroom generic key. It might unlock the classroom door on the second floor. Shu hasn't read this letter. Are you really, like, concerned about that right now? It just doesn't seem like the time. She should just disappear. I hope someone kills her or abducts her. I don't care. Just whatever gets Hinako out of my life once and for all. Is this Rinko's handwriting? Shu sat here. Still the best partner, right? Shu had the anime protag desk. He sat here. Back left corner. Nothing ever happens at my ordinary Silent Hills school. And then, you know, we get a new student, and it's one of the It's like one of the mannequin monsters or something. Was this here before? It's like horrible dead bird. This puzzle took me forever because I didn't notice you could rotate the box. Oh, I hate that. Yeah, that stuff happens to me all the time. Here's how you can learn the days of the week. The top left is Getsuyobi, and that's Getsu refers to the moon. The second one is Kayobi, that's for fire. The third one is it's water. I'm spacing. I forget how to say it. And then there's Mokuyobi, and then Kinyobi. And oh my god, what is Saturday? I don't remember. Doyobi? And then that must say Rinko and Shu. It's probably our name over here.
ひなこはお友達といつまでも一緒にいたい。
お姉ちゃんどこ？
お友達は永遠じゃないのよ。彼らだっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。
お姉ちゃん。
天秤にかける価値があるかどうか。しっかりと判断しなさい。
それってどういう？
If you're worried about missing the other streams, they are in the, if you go to the live tab on this channel, you'll see all of the VODs. So I've also heard some people, like, complain that Hinako seems kind of dense. There's a line in the first Silent Hill that Harry plainly states that explains why everybody in Silent Hill games acts weird. And he says maybe after the first time he gets back from the nightmare world, he says that his head hurts and he can't remember what he's been doing and it feels like he's been dreaming and he's not sure if he's awake now or not. So there's like a, Old annex. Okay, that's for the... Ayumi from the track and field club said that she found a key with key box written on it during practice. If she still hasn't got back to you, then she probably left it in her locker when she went to change. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she forgot. She looked exhausted after practice. Okay, Ayumi was the 4th place girl who got, I'll have to check the scoreboard again to see what she got on her test. I'm sure that's her locker combo. Yeah, so we're supposed to understand that, like, not only is dream logic at play, but, like, dream behavior is at play. Oh. Alright, I just gonna squeeze past you here. Let's see. Okay, there's a couple of doors in here we haven't checked, so... Excuse me. Liar, 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 liar. So these say us... Is that Usotsuki or just Uso? Got it. Origami of grievances. TT is the most disgusting person I've ever met. I wish someone would destroy her locker. If anyone wants to make my wish come true, her locker combination is 377. Can we... Oop. Can we squeeze around her, or is she gonna come to life when we get close? Yeah, I figured. Down. And yeah, so Suyobi is Wednesday, that's the water one, and Doyobi is Saturday, and I forget what Doyobi means. I forget like the literal meaning of it. Oh, okay. They have pills, but like, I have to get close to get the pill. What's gonna happen? Well, okay, let's see here. Do I like need any items? Can I use any? Oh, Doyobi is Earth. Okay. I wonder how much money they got for the Ramune sponsorship. The best-selling soft drink in town. It packs a fizzy, refreshing punch that'll wake you up with one sip. Pills aren't as good as the things that I have, so I'm just going to leave. I think this one's gonna come to life. I'm just leaving. I don't need to be here. Go to the end of the hall, maybe. I like that little animation, chicken behind herself. I'm gonna stay up there. Alberto Andrade said that the text on the board said Hinako and Shu under the umbrella, which is like Hinako and Shu sitting in a tree. Drink Ramune IRL while you drink it in Silent Hill. I'm drinking Monster Zero Ultra. Do we have enough for... No, let's enshrine some things. Okay. And then I think we can pray. Get an extra Omamori slot. And then we can go ahead and equip an Omamori. Okay, so we've got... Decreases enemy line of sight. I like that, but the one people have been saying I should get is stamina regen. We could try drawing next for... Hello, your HP is low. Would you care for some boric acid to heal your wounds? This was... Morbid found an odd container of boric acid earlier. It did look like an item you would find in one of these games, Morbid, that can you found. It was like appropriately like decrepit. It wasn't the sort of thing you would actually see lying around anywhere. Monster Energy, now with boric acid. Alright, where are we going? The locker room. Let's see. This is Aoi Takeshi. That's the only, like, usable locker, right? We don't see TT's locker. Nor do we see Ayumi's locker. Oh, is there another... There's another locker room next door. Won't open without a key. Well... Let me think. I guess we can get back there to that back area now, the annex. Right. Let's look at what that key opens again before we go running around. Main building, second floor, stair key. Okay. The plants, I don't know if it's me walking on them or if it's just they kind of passively make squishy noises, but they're similar to the monster noises. Miki, I have absolutely no idea how that crazy formula spells aishiteru, but I love you too. Aishiteru is how you say I love you. Somebody says there is a very nice weapon in the front yard that you can miss. Is it currently possible for me to get out there? Because the door's locked. Or do you mean this area right here? Because I ran around out there for quite some time. Am I going to make a vid about this game? No, I've got too much other stuff on my plate right now. I'm finishing the, No, I'm moving right now. That's been taking most of my time. But I'm also finishing the, Chocoretto. A new imported candy that has been increasing in popularity. A rare treat for local children. Man, that's wild to think about. Like, it was just like the 60s where they were like, hey, chocolate. Like, yeah, I've got the Look Outside kind of edited VOD series that I'm putting together. I'm still working on the Final Fantasy VIII thing. Actually, I did start kind of writing a script for this. Not kind of for... Let me read this first. Oh, how I wish I could just climb inside his locker and drown in his smell. I can't believe his combination is the same as his name. Oh, that's so cute of him using his name in code. Jesus Christ. Asakura's textbook. I'm a tortoise. The bus is calling out to me. I didn't get the news that school would be so far away. Bus. Bus! The best thing in the world. I love it so much that I made it my locker combination.
暗号のメモか。まだまだ子供だな。
Okay, it's a middle school. You can be childish in middle school. Asakura Ayami is row 4, line 2. I wonder if these calendar things are used in the hard mode version of this puzzle. I cannot read this. There's so much like text everywhere. I would love to just see what it all says. Alright, you. Hold on, I need to scroll up in chat for a second and see what somebody said. It's out by the rabbit coop with the big boy. Okay, I think we'll need to revisit the rabbit hutch if we can. We need to continue exploring this floor, so we're gonna have to fight this guy. Except the bat again. Whoa! Alright. That was a good one. She almost got me. I'm always a fan of amusing enemy placement. Yeah, the counter is actually really easy to use. It was just hard to figure out how to use. You just hold L2 and she goes into focus mode. And if you see the enemy like flash red, then you just hit R2 and you'll just automatically counter them with no there's no timing needed or anything. The only way you can fail it is if you press the button early. But not every attack has a counter opportunity. Another toolkit. Note between lovers. 4151 plus 3 and the square root of 6. XOXO. Miki. Yeah, but I played through all the Final Fantasy VIII on the Patreon channel, just for kind of doing casual streams over there. And then note from a male student: it's the code for Burker, so you know, stupid. Girl code is based off the alphabet. Basically, you just switch letters with numbers and symbols that look like them. So Sato would be 54 plus 06. 5 looks like an S and 4 looks like an A, right? And the plus is a T and the 0 is O because they're basically the same shape. 6 doesn't really look like it, but apparently it's U. So for my name, Yoshida, it would be XO5174. They either fudged the language a little bit to fit these puzzles, or this is a region where people talk like that. Japan is very weird about regional dialects, so I guess either is possible. But yeah, the FF8 like principal footage and most of the script is done. It's mostly just a matter of recording and editing audio, which is never fun. So I ever stream Cataclysm? I'm not a fan of this game, but I love everything else you do. Have fun. Oh, whoa. Hello. Wasn't even looking. I do, rarely. It's a game that, is kind of weird to stream because I get so in the zone when I play it that I'm not super great at communicating. And it's not that fun to watch somebody just completely go into the zone and silently tap buttons. But I should probably do a Kata stream soon. Maybe, maybe for Halloween I could do a stream or something. Okay, can we get any of this stuff yet? There's this box in here, but this we're gonna need the locker for, I think. And yeah, when I realized that a couple of days in here there have been people kind of coming in and saying ridiculous things about this game being anti-natalist or something, which is just... all of that stuff is such a hilarious can of worms. But it demonstrates that there's like a complete lack of understanding of like some basic concepts of structural theory. And also, I mean, the word has been beaten to death, but like media literacy, where somehow this like disease took over where people will see a story element, and if it exists at all in a story, it then has to be a political statement endorsing whatever is being depicted or discussed. So, you know, we saw that Hinako's sister got married, and Hinako didn't really care for that. So, you know, now suddenly it's anti-marriage, and it's like, no, like, it's just a story. And there are justifiable anxieties that girls, especially in more misogynistic times and places, have going into a marriage. And horror is where you explore those things. Yeah, the stuff that happened in the 60s was pretty interesting in Japan. They haven't gotten too much into the social upheaval. Although certainly the social climate of this era is front and center. But basically the Japanese got pretty tired of American occupation at this point, and a lot of people were, you know, there were a ton of like leftist groups organizing, and the only reason they lost, other than extreme police brutality, was that they... what was his? That they... The right-wing party, the Liberal Democratic Party, basically looked at everything the leftists were saying that people needed and just promised them all of that and basically delivered. Which is pretty funny. Just like, oh, these people want cheap rent and good jobs and decent wages? Sure. Okay, where is eyes? Okay, so it's 401, but there's a letter missing. Or is there? No. Okay. Let's huff this locker. Oh, there's nothing in there. I happened to find out Suga's locker combination. The weird thing is, when you convert it to code, it looks like a cry for help. What am I supposed to do? It's not like I can do anything. Okay, where's Suga's locker? Damn kids with your uninteractable lockers. This is Tsuchikatayo. Did we get their locker? 377. We got an Omamori. Deals additional damage when using weapons with high durability.
Yes.
I hope you're saying Yosh about the Omamori and not about this situation in the locker. It's like growing. Suga. Okay, Suga's looks like a cry for help. Form. No. Let's look at the code again. Oh, is it 505 maybe, like SOS? Let's try that real fast. Yep, that's it. School bag. My school bag is a bit worn out for some reason, but it's fine for carrying small things. Why was that in... Why is my school bag here? Alright. Asukura Ayami, she likes the bus, right? Journal. Okay. Let's look at the girl code again. 6 doesn't really look like it, but it's apparently a U. Yeah, her sleeve got ripped off, and it... I don't think she's actually, like, built, but her arm does look to me like, surprisingly strong. Let's see here. Bus. Okay. Five looks like an S. Ah. Basically, you just switch letters with numbers and symbols that look like them. So... Is that not bus? There we go. 865, BUS. What do we got? Key cabinet key. Small dainty key might open the cabinet in the school. This used to be my locker. Let's see. Do we have any other lockers? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I figured. Alright. Oh no. Oh. I got stuck on the pole. Yeah, Shu is the only so there's only been like 4 kid characters. There's Hinako, that's us. There's Rinko, which is like the girl that doesn't like us. There is Sakuko, and that's like our friend who died, and then we fought her in the spirit world as like a she seemed like an evil version of a shrine maiden. And then there's Shu, who's the only boy in the group. And yeah, Shu calls us Aibo because we used to play a game when we were kids about like fighting against aliens in a space army. And Aibo means partner. And it seems like there's like Shu had a crush on Hinako, but Hinako maybe didn't want to reciprocate, and then Rinko got jealous. Okay, I think we can just blitz through all of this real fast again, but we need to... Oh boy. Open the locker in the locker room. Did she do the Killer Bean ragdoll? I don't remember a Killer Bean ragdoll. I'm not familiar with that, I think she just kind of like got covered in mold and got all nasty and fell over, and then we put a blanket on top of her. It was actually really gross. Yeah, I think there's stuff in the journal about it. Let me pull up the drawings are very funny. So here's Shu. Here's Rinko. Sakuko. Oh, here's a little tidbit we didn't see. According to Sakuko, there's been quite the supernatural disturbance around Ebisugaoka. Something about an ancient god who's furious about having their followers stolen from them, and now they're out for revenge or whatnot. And of course, the strangely beautiful fox mask. Space Wars, here we go. Is this an EDF reference? I don't see any giant bugs, but... This is... Okay, so this was, 8, 6, 5... This was Suga's, which was 505. That's got the bag. This is Chikatayo's, which is... Goodness. Too many of these to keep track of. GT 377. I think that was everything. Now we just have to get out of here without getting squashed. see here. I could get her. Nope. Alright, there's one down. So yeah, that puzzle is probably a lot tougher in Japanese, but I think the translators did a very good job. That I haven't seen what it is in Japanese, but I think they must have done a very good job of bringing that over, because that kind of like word code thing, we don't really do that very much in English at all, but it's very common in Japanese, I know, and it's definitely a thing in China, which came up a little bit when I was doing Signalis research. Key to the back mountains. It opens the chained gates. All right. I think we're done with the school. We just gotta get our friends. Excuse me, dude. Just being over here.
ならさ、私と二人で新しい宇宙戦争を始めようよ。シュウ君が望むなら相棒の役でも悪の女幹部の役でもいいんだよ。
Inko's got it bad.
見つけたぜ。
おかえり。面倒をかけたな。
Yeah, it was nothing. It's fine.
相棒も休めよ。俺たち先に休んだから。
休みなよ。私とシュウ君で寝ずの番をしててあげるから。
いや、私は本当に大丈夫。
ひなこ。休めよ。あとは俺たちが見張っておくから。
おやすみ、ひなこ。
Girls never want to play Space Wars anymore.
でもさ、シュウ君もああいうの好きでしょ。
興味ねえよ。
Just checking.
Kimiに命を救われ、魂を奪われた私だ。今度は私が君の魂を救い、古き君の命を奪おう。
Wait a minute, is he Jungi Han? Is this Yakuza 7?
無理しなくていい。まだ休んでいるといい。
起きられます。
清めの水が少し強すぎたのかもしれない。君は思った以上に繊細で敏感なようだ。でもよく頑張ったね、みなこ。
A head pat.
さあ、先に進もう。
So SBuddy99 says, I hate it when games tell you things like don't trust this character, but the game also forces you to trust them to advance the story. Generally, I agree. But in this case, we're dealing with a protagonist who, how do I change my weapon? What is the button there? Yeah. We're dealing with a protagonist who is, you know, she seems very out of it. She's not responding to things that she should be. And also, we have been told not to trust the Fox Mask, and we've also been told not to trust Rinko. And that's 50% of the cast, right? So, um, and Shu doesn't seem like
先
he's...
に行って支度をしておく。お別れをしてくるといい。
What do we got here? Secret box. Okay, we saw all that. The middle school. This is the middle school that I attended. It was built when the town was financially well off during the dam construction, so the beautiful facilities are at odds with the rest of the dull buildings in town. I think I met Rinko during my first year here. I remember her surprise when she heard that I called Shu partner. Ebisugaoka used to be a lively town with an ample labor force for construction and coal mining when this school was built. The town was always bustling and the school was full of students. The students at that time studied how to further improve the town as adults. The students of our time now study so that we can leave to go to a bigger town when we're adults. A world that's not a playground like elementary school, but not as mature as high school. Middle school to me is like the stage between a tadpole and a frog. I guess you could say it's a period of grotesque transformations. Up until elementary school, Shu and I would have water fights and we wouldn't mind if our underwear showed. Once we entered middle school, though, we might not have paid any mind to things like that. Others around us did. It just felt like our world changed in a snap. Boys and girls used to think of one another as mortal enemies, always bickering and fighting each other, but now... It's suddenly turned into such a weird dynamic where we have to treat each other in a completely different way. It's fine for people who want to do that because the people around them are doing the same, but for someone like me who really couldn't care less what people think, that's not the case. I love these drawings. Here's our Fogtown enemies, a moving scarecrow, or at least a monster that pretends to be a scarecrow. Contrary to its name, it scares off more kids than crows. We saw this guy already. A particularly suspicious monster that walks around on all fours. The greedily staring eyes, the greasy palms, the disgusting way it acts all chummy with me. All of it is completely repulsive. What's more, it never even bothers with guys. Typical. That's an odd, certainly an odd way to describe that creature. A face, 2 faces, 3 faces, 4. A monster with a thronging mass of faces. I'm not familiar with any of the faces, yet they seem to know me. It spouts repulsive things one after the other, violating the peace and quiet of wherever it goes. We saw these. A monster in the form of a Miko, or shrine maiden. It sounds just like Sakuko. It swings around a spiked mason chain, but with each swing, the crisp chime of a bell rings out. Is this actually Sakuko, or just a monster pretending to be her? I'm gonna grab some water real fast. I'll be right back. Guy who just went through puberty. Getting puberty anxiety vibes from this. That tweet's always going to be funny. Kind of what I was saying about the let me make sure that's all working. Kind of what I was saying about the trust thing, though. Like, somebody brings up Silent Hill 2, and the idea that we're not supposed to trust Maria because she's like some, creation of the town. But she wasn't really malicious, right? She wasn't trying to hurt James. She was just kind of involved in the whole thing in a way that she didn't even understand. So, we don't really know what Inko's deal is. We certainly don't know what the Fox Mask's deal is. We don't know what the doll's deal is. Like, who's leaving us those messages from the doll? And, was that really our sister outside the door that was talking to us a minute ago? Also, I mentioned it before, but a bit of cultural context here. Inari is a very important god in Japan, in Shintoism, and they are like the god of the harvest and a bunch of other things, but they're associated with foxes. But foxes are also trickster spirits, which are not necessarily always doing Inari's bidding. Go through the door. All right. And so, we have this fox mask guy. Is he like a kitsune? Is he one of these kind of shape-shifting trickster spirits, or is he, is he doing something bad, or? Some faith. Do we... Not quite enough to get an omamori, but we'll say our prayers. He might just be a silly little guy. Sakuko's parent-teacher journal. Just a note. As Sakuko's mother, I want to thank you for teaching my daughter. I wanted to apologize for what happened the other day on the field trip. It seems Sakuko caused a lot of trouble. My daughter has been that way ever since she was young. As a child, she always hated when we turned off the lights to go to bed, and she avoided dark movie theaters and tunnels like the plague. I mistakenly thought she had overcome her fear of the dark now that she has grown up. I believe the reason her fear came back during the field trip is because she is unaccustomed to sleeping in a different environment. I gave her a stern talking to for behaving so shamefully at her age. She has since reflected on her behavior and is sorry for how she acted. Please accept both her and my apologies. And, yeah, we know that... Oh, she's got pictures of the bunnies. We know that Sakuko had, she was, like, hearing voices and seeing things, and her mother was like, oh, don't tell anybody about that. They'll think you're crazy. Just, it's not happening. Just pretend it's not happening, and it will go away. So... Defeated enemies in areas where the... Oh, okay. Alright. So the Blue Lantern wards off evil, and we've seen, we've seen Fox Mask carrying around the Blue Lantern. How could he possibly be evil if he's warding off evil with a magic lantern? Let's go offer this, and then I think we can get an omamori. No, we are 10 away. And also, this is the case for a lot of sort of shamanistic traditions in history, but at one point, if I recall, some of the Miko traditions back in like the Middle Ages, not like anytime recently, it was kind of a way that you could give somebody who had some kind of mental illness where they were experiencing delusions and stuff. It was a way that you could give them like, you know, access to a job and a place in society by having them engage with the spiritual. Although that is not to say that all of them were schizophrenic or anything like that. Yes, they are. Oof. Sure screwed that up. Yeah, this. That was close. Alright. The dolls in the nightmares are creepier. In Little Nightmares are creepier than this. Yeah, my friend got me Little Nightmares and it didn't grab me. I played Inside before that and it just felt like more of the same, I guess. Inside was pretty funny though. Playing as meat. Oh boy. I don't know about this one, Scoob. Oh, I got caught on the boxes. I thought I was clear. It is playing hopscotch, yeah. The journal said that it's made of the same dolls that our like toy doll is. The celluloid doll. Alright. Alright, come in here, let's get this over with. One's dead. We've at least got some HP to take this thing on. Can't stand in the sanity destroying screams. We got a little higashi. Where is that? Bench. An assortment of small fruit-flavored candies that melt in your mouth. Fully restore stamina and prevents... Oh, it's one of those. Okay. Not actually useful, although we could turn it in for a... Oh god, not you. No. There's too much monsters. Okay, that one's gone though. Oh no, it's not. I thought it. But we might be done for. Let's see. We can get in here and pull the lever. Okay, he didn't get in, so that's fine. That was bad. Dodged the wrong way or something. Hard is a little hard. Monsters get stunned when they first enter blue light. I will take note of that. Yeah, and the ball has two colors on it. It's got blue and white. I think I need to switch them all to blue. I'm not totally sure, because that's been how I've been progressing so far. Oh, I see. We've got color-coded doors here. That makes it easier. What's that door? What's that symbol there? Is that the weed door? Did I skip the doll, or is she just out here somewhere? Oh, she's over here, yeah. And this time is the counterattack timing on that is so much earlier than the actual attack. To a light too. Come on. Don't die up there. You gotta come over here. I swear I hit her. This is the actual Nightmare Blunt rotation, yeah. You got the guy with no face, doll monster. It's not a great time. Okay, so all that's in there is a green door. Come on, you. Down. Is there anything back here? No, just a green door. It'd be nice to have some healing items for this death gauntlet. Okay, when I pull that lever, the horrible guy is going to come in. Let me think. Where's he come from? He comes from the green door there, doesn't he? Does that mean I can just zoom out that way? I could go back to the shrine and try to pray. I think there would be another doll out here. There was before. Shrine time. Clear mind just restores her sanity, doesn't it? Doesn't, well, we can turn in the Higashi, I guess. And draw an Omamori. Greatly decreases sanity consumption while using focus. Okay, that's pretty good. Increases max stamina. Focus charging time and sanity consumption is probably the best combo. Can I save or do the monster? I think I can save. Yeah, I should. Let's check the main room again real fast. There's something I'm curious about. Oh no, okay, it's closed. I don't mind being at 1 HP, but I would love it if the blood vision would go away. Like, I know, you know? Gambling is okay when it's for magical trinkets. Okay, so we're gonna try just zooming on past, because there's no way we can fight that frog guy. Oh, it didn't open that one. Okay. So we need to zoom past him. And okay, we went sort of the long way, which is not great. Oh, this is back to where we were. Yeah. All right. I think I got it. The most realistic hit effect I ever encountered is in Hollow Knight, when you get hit and the sound ducks out for a second. That's what getting hit in the head feels like. I don't even know where those baby cries are coming from, because... Okay, so we gotta swoosh past this fella. Excuse me. And... Oh, he got us. JC says normal mode. I'll give it one more go before we switch to normal mode. Let's yeah, the hard mode is fine in the normal world, but it does feel like definitely overtuned in the spirit world. See, now Bernardo says never give up, so now of course I'm not going to go to normal. Yeah, 1 HP is 1 HP. Kind of doesn't matter. Although I don't know what the I don't know if the modes change, like enemy AI or timing or anything. Alright. We need to dodge past this. Oh, right, he's got that Elden Ring combo. I forgot about that. I was wondering how he got us. Yeah, I don't think normal would help here. kill him. There's not going to be a way to get through there without killing him. Because I have to duck into that little crawl space, and if he's close, which he always will be because that enemy is terrible like that. Yeah. Do we have the good Omamori equipped still? Yeah, okay. Well, we're bossed up with the Hawk Omamori, so let's see if we can do it. There was no counter on that one. Not every attack has a counter window. Did it give you less Omamori slots? I wouldn't think that would change just from... Yeah, boy. Oh, wow. There we go. That's a new animation! Haven't seen that one before. Yeah, I kind of like that it was squished off screen. Alright, buddy. Come here. Your head explode. Surely this time. This one's also bad because you can't really take advantage of the stun, because you get stunned when he comes in here, but like this is barely any time to hit him. Actually, maybe there's something I'm trying to get away from. I don't get stuck on anything. I did it! Yay! That was horrible. Ah! There was no... Alright, we try this again. It was like melting my brain. once was a hero named Ragnar the Red. Juke, then run. Yeah, that's probably... There we go. It's hard to juke, though. It's, I guess I can just zoom now. No. I don't know about this section. I wonder if it's possible to just, like, duck him when he gets that stun. Well, it doesn't matter if I would have more healing here in normal mode, because I could... If I switch now, it wouldn't change anything. Okay, so I think I can just duck that guy using his stun when he comes in. Let me try that. I think the switch is heavy, which is why she struggles. Okay, yeah, you can just do that. And we know there's a monster around that corner, so what if I just open this door? What happens then? That opens... that opened red and it closed green. Okay. So we can go out and to the right. Now we just need to make sure our pal isn't out there. But I guess there's no way to track him, so I'm just going. Ah. I'm looking for anything. Shriveled Abra Age. Is that healing? Yields a great deal of faith. Okay, but it's nothing else. Okay. Is that white door open? But then... Okay, then we would go around, I guess, yeah. Excuse me. Well, if that white door's not open, then where do I go? Oh boy, chat. Do we need to make sure the white door is open before we even start doing all of that? Okay, so the white door is open. There might be healing behind the doll in the switch room. Well, you see what the problem with that is, though, right? You grasp the... Jesus. Okay, so if we pull this lever, that door, that white door that we came through should still be open because this is green and red. For some reason, you're not pulling. So we've stuck the doll here. Excuse us. And it should be right here, but it's not. It's just gone. I don't understand how that works. Okay, well this time, it's gonna be fine, and there's gonna be no problems, and we'll just do it. What about going back the other way, though? Because this switch is a... it's a green and red switch.
Found your content recently, binged your Fear and Hunger vids. You got me to try Signalize and I loved it. Thanks.
Well, thank you. I really like Signalis. I really think it's one that way too many people sleep on. You know, people want to compare it to Silent Hill or something, but it's doing its own whole thing, even though it's playing in that same space. He didn't get stunned. He just was like, no. Okay, I see what my problem was. I was thinking that this green door here was this blue and white door here, and it's not. So I need to go through this door, I guess, but it's... well, what's in the red room? There's like, is there an item in there that I need? 'Cause I don't really think there is. Is this just a place to hide from the guy on my way back out to the shrine room? Maybe that is, yeah. Can we beat the doll for a healing item? Ooh, I guess not. So, I'll show you what it does, I think. So I think what I need to do is, that little cubby that I can duck into is not really where, like, that's not really like an endpoint, it's just a hiding place to get away from the guy. So what we need to do... wait for him to flinch when he comes in. Okay. He's not enjoying that. Excuse us. He actually hit us, but we were mid-animation, so it didn't hurt. Okay, so there's a switch in here, but we don't want to flip it because actually this door is still open. And if we flip it, we lock ourselves in here, which would be bad. So this switch is Japes, and we should not do it. We want to use this door. I ran out of stamina. I couldn't like see the enemy. Does it reopen the red door behind you so you can get to the green doors in the previous room? No, because there is no like red door that gets you back there. As we've demonstrated, when you pull that lever, you just get sealed in that area. It opens doors that like we would like to go through, but we can't get to them from there. Sakuko's diary. I hate gym class. Just looking at my gym clothes makes me depressed. They're holding a long-distance race at school soon, which is just an excuse for them to come in, watch me come in last and laugh at me. I knew how lonely I would feel if everyone just left me in the dust, so I asked Rinko if she could hold back so we could run across the finish line together. And you know what? She said yes. I asked Hinako too, but she said no. She said it's because she's in a sports club and she'll get yelled at by the teacher if she doesn't try her best. Well, I suppose that makes sense if it's true. The handwriting suddenly turns erratic. But I know the truth. I know it's really because you don't want to be held back by a slowpoke like me. I hope Hinako trips and falls and breaks all the bones in her body so she can never run again. Grippy socks girls at the high school. Duck back here and show you on the map real fast. Okay, so if I pull this lever, these two green doors will close and this red door will open. But it will leave me sealed in here because that white door is not a white door, that's just a switch. So there are two green doors to leave and one red door in here. And the red door is not useful to us right now. The white door down here is open, which gets us back to the shrine, which would let us flip the blue. There's like a pretty good switch puzzle going on here. We just can't like enjoy it because we're being okay, I guess yeah, we go back through the shrine room. We flip the switch to blue. We go through here, we flip the switch to white, and then we can come down into this area and take these, take this red door, flip that switch to green, and then we can go down through those green doors. So, it's not too bad. Mostly just everything else. Well, let's try it. He's blind and he just listens, so we'll just kind of slip past him here. And then there's you. Come on. She just didn't want to do a counterattack. A counterable attack. Here we go again. The car says, I missed the flashlight mechanic. I feel like this game is not playing with light in the same way that that the kind of first three were. I think if you did much to take away the player's vision, you would need to, no. I think if they did much to take away the player's vision, they would need to make the monsters a lot less mobile. Because having to deal with being half blind on top of everything else would be a nightmare. Sir? Okay. I was dodging. It was like 2 frames too early on that dodge. This is torture. We're getting good at this part at least. I thought she was doing the other move. Have I ever played Elden Ring? Yes, I've beaten Elden Ring twice. Okay. We just have to beat that that doll. If the room wasn't so small, it would be a lot easier. I feel like all the other pieces have fallen into place pretty well now. Okay, we got man. Another note. I didn't see this. I hate the dark. It reminds me that I'm all alone. Everyone's always telling me that I'm a little weird, that I'm a bit strange. I'm the weird kid who's always by herself. I can forget my loneliness at school inside a classroom full of people chatting away. In the dark, however, it comes creeping back. I know the truth. I know what Hinako really thinks of me. She thinks I'm weird just like all the others. I know it's true. I know she's making fun of me behind my back. Does she think they don't badmouth her when she's not around? I can't stand the fact that she puts on a fake smile and acts like she's the only normal one, all while looking down on me. She makes me so mad. I hate her. I hate her so much. It's normal things to write in your diary. Okay, heart of the cards. Heart of the... We can do this. She didn't even, like, rev up or anything. She just went for it immediately. all right, all right. Flip this switch. Find us if we just chill here. Yes. Not sure how, but he did. Don't see anything else useful in here. This is a stealth mission. Right, now you. There's just no time to do anything before she starts flying around. I think... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one charge attack on the doll and then immediately slam light attacks if you didn't dodge even a single time before getting that heavy attack off. It's that's tough in that room. What I've done. Yeah. Can I hit her through the wall? No. If you hit the wall, you just bounce off of it. All right. I'm gonna call it there. I'm getting a little frustrated by this spot, and it's always good to call it there rather than trying to push forever. James L257 says, "You are kind of in the most brutal position I've ever seen in this game." Yeah, I mean, it's been a difficult game in places, but this is quite the gauntlet. So, thanks for dropping in, everybody. Very very happy to get to stream this in the middle of what is otherwise an incredibly chaotic time. So I will see you all soon. Bye bye.